Welcome back. This is part 2 of 1.1 Math 1B and Geometry. I'm going to take some time to just go over the special cases and then the second part of this assignment. So, vertical lines. They're kind of tricky. They don't look like y equals mx plus b. So, what happens when y equals mx plus b is just not working out for us? Well, what this statement says here is that we've got a line where no matter what you do, the x-coordinate always has to be 3. So, this is still our x-axis, right? So, x equals 1, 2, 3 here. But it also equals 3 if you went up 2 units, right? It's the coordinate over 3, up 2. Or over 3 down 5. So you see, it's like x equals 3 here, 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 and literally anywhere along that vertical path. So anywhere along this path right here is x equals 3. And that's exactly what the line looks like. It's a vertical line straight up and down, x equals 3. Where this is our y-axis and this is our x-axis. Now, it's really tricky to talk about the slope in this case. Because when you think about rise over run, like just pick 2 random points, here and here. So to get from this point to that point, we would have a rise of 1, 2, 3. But it doesn't run anywhere. It's just stuck. It just goes over 0. Now from like basic dividing things that maybe you guys have talked about in previous math classes, you can't divide by 0. All right, there's nothing, like your calculators will always give you divide by 0 errors. I could go into an in-depth explanation with this, but I want to keep it very brief. Since m does not equal a number that can be computed, it's an undefined number. So we say that the slope is undefined when you have a vertical line. Additionally, you do not have a y-intercept. It never crosses. We have an x-intercept of 3. I mean, you could write that in the box just to say, hey, it's got something. The place where it crosses the x-axis is 3. This is kind of a tricky concept. Now, what happens when you're talking about a horizontal line? Well, instead of going straight up and down, they're saying that the y value in this case is always -2. So I'm going to go down 2 units, and it's always down 2 units no matter what. So that's what the graph would look like. In this case, y is always equal to -2. Now, the slope is not in the same vein as this. It's not exactly like a vertical line. Because if you took one point here and you tried to travel to, say, this one over here, your rise, your vertical change would be nothing. But then you're going over a certain number. So like from here to here, the run is 2. This is kind of like saying, I have nothing divided amongst 2 people. What does each person get? Each person gets nothing. That's a legitimate number. If you start with nothing and divide it by groups of people, you still get nothing. So the slope is an actual number. It's not undefined. It's m is equal to 0. Yeah. And it does have a y-intercept. It crosses the y-axis right down here at -2. If anything gives you guys problems, it's probably going to be these two, so it's the thing that you're going to want to watch maybe a couple of times. This video might even be more important than the one previous to it. All right, so the second part of this assignment is not graphing. It's saying, I've got a graph. What should the equation look like? So we know what the basic equation should look like. Unless it's a weird special case, y equals mx plus b should be the format by which we write these equations. So really all we got to do is find the slope. So we got our b, right? It crosses the y-axis at 1 unit above. So b is equal to positive 1. And then our slope is going to be up 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4. So we rewrite y equals mx plus b as y equals 1/4 x plus 1. So make note of the fact that you always have a y that's a placeholder, you always have an x that's a placeholder. And then the slope and the y-intercept are the things that actually need to be filled in. Let's do the same thing here. It starts at 0. It crosses through the origin. So you got to just say b equals 0 right away. It goes up 1, 2, 3, sorry, let me try that again. Up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So it's the reverse of 1/4. It's 4 over 1. So our equation is y equals 4 over 1 x. And then you could either say plus 0 or just leave it as is. In fact, you could technically write this equation as y equals 4x. You don't need to put the 4 over 1 in when you write the equation, but it's sort of like you need it to be able to graph properly. I think most of you guys will probably just stick with that notation just to stay on the safe side. All right, last two examples. Hey, why don't you guys pause the video and try this on your own. All right, let's see what kind of answers we got. You should go down 1, 2, 3 to claim your starting point. And it seems to go up 1, 2, 3 units. So up 3 units, left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So the left gets a negative part of it. I'm just going to call this negative 3/5. So y equals negative 3/5 x, matching the m with the x, m with the x, m with the x, always m with the x. And then the b term is just kind of tagged along at the end. So y equals negative 3/5 x minus 3. Hopefully on the example 11, you gave me the special case for vertical lines, which is always x equals whatever the x-intercept is. So you go left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left 6 means negative 6. And that's what we got. All right, I truly hope this was helpful. Please give me some feedback when you guys come back to turn in this assignment. Help me out if something just seems off, or you can think of things that would make it easier just by slowing down. I'm all ears. All right.